what you want and what you deserve are two different things. Um, a lot of times, the main character will go through things in her life, and people will like try to convince them that they deserve less, or that their wants or whatever are just they're unattainable, unreachable. They're just not like that person is not worthy of having them. And that is a lie from the pits of hell. There were a couple times in my life when I really wanted something and it didn't happen for me. And I would like think like, why didn't I get that? And then a couple days later, a couple weeks later, a couple months later, something better came along. And in hindsight, I realized it wasn't that I wasn't good enough or whatever the case may be in that moment. It just was that what I wanted was less than what I deserved, and that's why I didn't get that. So you kind of have to keep that in mind. If you're working towards something, you're putting all the effort, the energy, the everything that needs to be in place to have something, and it's still not happening. There is a reason. There is literally a reason. Like vibrationally, you can be giving off a different frequency than what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like you could say you really want a job, but your energy is it's saying I want to be an entrepreneur. So when you're having a hard time finding a job and you're not understanding it because you're putting in your applications, you're becoming more qualified in your skill set, but you're still not obtaining a job. It's not because you're not deserving of a job. It's because you're giving off the energy of you want to be an entrepreneur. And a lot of times that will happen where you will be forced into a corner into doing something that you didn't necessarily think you wanted, but that was like spiritually what you truly wanted. You can essentially be living a less than stellar life because of that, because you settle for what you think you want as opposed to really allowing what you deserve to come to you. And it's kind of, I don't want to say it's a negative, but there's two sides of that, right? Because there's some people out there who want you to have the worst life. They want you to struggle. They want you to be, they want you to be struggling and stressed and unhappy and miserable, but that's not what you deserve. So you're not going to have that, right? So it kind of like that's the best way I can paint it for you, diamonds, to understand that what you want or what someone may always want is not what you deserve or what's going to happen for you. You can kind of get impatient with things. I know I have. One of my skill sets, well, I have a lot of skill sets, and patience is not always that. Like I'm the type of person where it's like, if I want something, I want it now. And it was so difficult for me a lot of times in my life when things weren't happening the way that I wanted to. And it wasn't until I realized it's because I deserve something better. So keep that in mind. I will say this: the diamonds who did make it into the weight loss group, I have I have something coming out for you guys tomorrow. It's kind of a part 2 of the homework. So just make sure you have everything that I requested of you available. And then, like I said, I have a part 2 of that homework coming out tomorrow. But back to the topic of the video. And I'll say this too, just like I said, what you want is not always what you deserve. If you are not, like, say this, you know how people are like, oh, don't put too much effort into your looks, or, your beauty won't always be there. That is another lie from the pits of hell, because there are so many women who are in their 40s and 50s and 60s, and they look damn good. They look very good. They understand to continue to take care of your appearance and continue to pour into yourself, right? They knew that they wanted the best for themselves. So they continued to take care of themselves regardless of what other people said. So as a result of them, they deserved to have a preserved beauty. They deserved to look good on the later parts of their life, right? Does that make sense? I hope that's connecting the dot. I hope you guys are getting 1 + 1 = 2 as I'm saying that. just know, just have trust, belief, faith, and understand that what is deserving of you and what you deserve will always find its way to you, regardless of what others might want for you or what you think you want for you in that moment. Like, there is a higher version of yourself that is looking out for you. There is a higher version of yourself that is like almost kind of interceding for you in the moments when you're at your low, in the moments where you're like, this happened to me. I was like so ready to settle for this situation. Like, I just was like, all right, well, this is the best that's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. But I was giving off a frequency that was saying otherwise. So when this situation wasn't working out, even though I knew I was settling for it, I couldn't understand why. Like I said, a couple months later, something better fell into my life. So just always keep that in mind and remember that, what is yours will be yours, and there's nothing that could really stop that. I will say this: sometimes you can have delays, and that kind of goes hand in hand with the people you have in your life, the things that you do on a regular basis, your habits, your hobbies, whatever. But the end result, the end goal will always be what you are truly deserving, what you are truly like dreaming of and manifesting and constantly thinking about. Like, that is going to be the end goal. So just have trust and faith and encouragement with this message. Like, what you want is not always what you deserve, because sometimes you deserve better, you know? And I say sometimes, but I mean all the time. You deserve better. Like, there's never something that is too far-fetched for you to achieve. There's never something that is, there's never something that you want or that you deserve that you cannot have. So if you are someone who dreams, like, I'm just going to use the alphabet just so you can kind of visualize, because I'm a visual person. So if you always dreamed of making it to the letter Z, but you were going to settle for the letter M, if you dream of having that Z, you can get there. That will happen for you. That is what you deserve, because that is genuinely what you want. And even though people in your life, people at your job, people in your family might convince you to settle for M, don't allow that to happen, because you know what you deserve. You at your truest form know what you deserve, and you will have that. And I love you, Diamonds, and I'll talk to you soon.